Welcome to episode 8 of the Harsch Review, a film and TV podcast. My name is Sean, and with me is the elder Harsch, the one and only Ryan.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing all right. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did. Pretty happy with the winners.
Did you care?
You know, I didn't really care going in. I honestly didn't like both teams.
Yeah.
More the Eagles for the fans. Sorry.
Not the Eagles, man.
Not the fucking Eagles.
Yeah.
You know,
that's all I kept thinking all night.
Well, and then I saw a clip online of a guy eating horse shit off the ground in
over in Philly.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that pretty much beats our fans out here in LA. So
yeah, you've got the LA fans. I got the Seahawk fans up here. I personally am not a huge football fan. I don't mind it. I enjoy the sport. I just haven't really backed a team in a long time, especially growing up in LA before I lived in Seattle.
Sure.
And up here, everybody's crazy about the Seahawks. They talk to you at the grocery store as if you watch everything, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But going into it, I didn't really care. I was more excited about all the trailers and things that were coming along with it.
Yeah, me too.
So this is going to be a little bit of a quickie for us here. We're just going to kind of dive in and talk a little bit about some of these new trailers that came out while it's hot and fresh in our mind. And so no particular order. Let's just dive in. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the big one was the Solo Star Wars teaser that came out. A lot of people rumored that they were going to see this during the Super Bowl. Other people didn't think so because the network isn't necessarily Disney-owned, and we know the price tag to get on there.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were your first thoughts after seeing it?
I liked it. You know, there's a lot going on. Visually, it looks pretty good. Lando is in it apparently, so
yeah,
he was wearing a big
Donald Glover playing Lando with that fur coat.
It looked like a guy from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Yeah.
You know, who's playing Lando?
Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
Oh, okay, that's a good pick.
Yeah, and he looks spot on.
He does.
I personally think he's probably going to steal the film.
Right.
But that's just me.
Well, he stole Empire.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was that's a hard one to follow up, but I'm sure he'll do fine.
Yeah, so you're thinking that so you're liking what you're seeing so far?
Yeah, I do. And then we saw a little bit of Chewie in the end there.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
Yeah, Chewie's looking a little bit of fresh.
Yeah, Han, you know, doesn't look the way I thought it would, but whatever. I mean, I'm just glad they're doing some kind of spin-off here of the Star Wars universe.
Sure, that's gonna be the hardest thing I think for people to wrap their heads around. Is that it's not Harrison Ford. I don't think we're gonna get an exact clone. You know, you're not gonna replace Harrison Ford, but at the same time. I remember when they were doing the casting and they picked this guy, there's a lot of discussion about how he had a lot of similarities. The only thing I can recall him from was that horrible Coen Brothers flick with George Clooney.
Hail Caesar?
Hail Caesar, yeah. I remember him in that movie.
Okay.
That's all I've seen him in. I haven't seen him in anything else.
What's his name?
Oh, that's a good one. I had it pulled up here, but it's let me see. Mr. Solo, the one and only. It's like Heinrich. Is that what I'm thinking of right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Alden Heinrich.
Okay.
Alden. Yeah, Amelia Clark, Woody Harrelson, Donald Glover. You got a good. It looks like it's a good cast. It looks like it's got a lot of potential.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, he has he's rocking the hair. It looks like back from the Munson days.
Nice, Roy.
Right? Yeah. I saw that hair and I'm just thinking like, oh, there's Munson.
Well, let's hope this movie isn't a Munson, huh?
I know. There's a lot going on. They also released the following day an actual longer teaser trailer. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. Have you?
Yeah, I followed up with that one too.
So you get a little bit more. I'm just concerned they haven't shown a whole lot of Han Solo.
Yeah.
But
like you're seeing his back and stuff, but you're not really, like people are more talking to him, so you see it from his point of view. But
yeah,
that's part of the mystery, I think. I think they're trying to keep us guessing and, kind of formulate what he's going to look like before we see it, which is fine.
I think they understand that it's going to be a very tough sell. So I'm speculating that either A, he's not that good, and they need to limit the exposure so that they don't hurt opening weekend before everybody sees it, slams it, and then nobody else goes to the movies.
Yeah.
or B, that it's actually pretty good and it's part of their marketing strategy is to keep you intrigued. Either way, I think it's going to work out for them in the end.
Yeah, let's hope it's the last one, but sure. I mean,
yeah, you never know. You never know with this one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So what else? Anything else caught your eye?
Well, Castle Rock. I'm a big Steve King fan, so.
Oh, Steve, you on a first name basis
yeah,
now?
Yeah, like Bill Shakespeare.
Yeah. Oh, look at this, Mr. Bill Shakespeare over there.
Yeah, yeah, that looks like interesting. Castle Rock, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like Stephen King, invented this town where a lot of his stories, not all of them, but a lot of his stories take place. And so I'm not really sure what this show's going to be about. They do name drop Shawshank, which is something else he created. So, I mean, it looks good. Scott Glenn is in it. You remember him recently from The Leftovers. He was the crazy guy. And then
the neighbor, right?
No, he was the dad. He was Justin Theroux's dad.
The one
in the mental institution. The main character, he's from the Nick. He's the African American doctor. And,
okay, I got him mixed up.
Yeah.
Now, so isn't Castle Rock the name of a film studio or something as well that you kind of see at the beginning of a lot of his movies?
And I think it might actually be from Rob Reiner. I might have that wrong, but
I recognize it. I should know, but I recognize maybe like a lighthouse and a whole little visual. At the beginning of some movies.
Like Stand By Me takes place there. Cujo, like a lot of his bigger works. I know it didn't take place there, but it figures pretty prominently. I think he destroyed the town in the book Needful Things. So I don't know if this is taking place in a different time period, but I'm pretty excited. It's just, I mean, you never know with him. I mean, his adaptation to screen is always kind of, you might get The Shining or you might get Maximum Overdrive or something like that. So,
is this based off of any particular novel?
I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I think it looks like it just might be a lot of either like vignettes,
like a standalone thing.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of taking place in the town, and then maybe involving some other characters. So. They didn't really give us a whole lot to work with in the preview, so I'm not too sure, but I'm excited.
Cool. Well, Castle Rock, keep your eyes on it. It's on Hulu.
Yeah,
or will be. One thing that stood out to me: second Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom trailer. The first one I thought was a bag of shit.
Yeah,
it seemed like clickbait, and they kind of showed you all their cards. They got a giant volcano, all kinds of stuff going on. Like, why do we keep going back to this island, people?
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, you haven't figured it out by now, but this one did show a whole lot more. So that now I'm starting to feel a little bit better. There's more depth and stuff to the movie because who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Well, based on part of the preview, I thought it would be called Jurassic World: The Dinosaur Whisperer.
Yeah, the little bedroom scene.
Yeah, that was a very tender moment there. Right?
I don't understand what's going on. I don't really know. All that the trailers have really said is that the characters are going back to the island so they can save Blue, the raptor that they raised. Outside of that, I really don't know.
Okay.
And I probably should do a little bit more, but I honestly don't care that much. The last Jurassic World was entertaining, but it was exactly what you think it would be. Is just different scenarios to showcase like badass dinosaurs.
Pretty cliched.
Really, very much so. And while there are a lot of cool moments, you don't capture the same mystique that that Spielberg did with the original Jurassic Park, because the book is a lot more terrifying than the movie portrays. And I think that Jurassic Park is something we'll probably talk about a lot more in the future, the original.
Yeah.
Because I think it's an amazing movie.
It is.
But there's a lot more.
It's a landmark.
It was huge. It was huge. The horror and suspense that are in that movie haven't quite been captured since. There's been a lot more of a gotcha moments and surprise dinosaur screaming, jumping at you kind of moments. So this one looks to bring back a little bit more of that kind of suspense and that tension that we just really did not get in, I think, since the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a good popcorn flick, but don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, it looks exciting, but who knows, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Moving on.
Yeah.
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Or Mission Impossible. Your pick. We'll do which one.
Mission Impossible.
Let's do Mission Impossible.
All
a little
right.
Tommy Cruise there.
Yeah.
Oh, TC. What'd you think?
You know, it looks pretty exciting. It looks like Tommy's getting beat up a little bit in this one.
Yeah. These movies get better with time, I think. They're always been very entertaining. I haven't really watched one and thought that movie sucked.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're going to get from Tom Cruise. He's going to be Tom Cruise, but he always puts on a good show for the most part. A little over the top is exactly what you'd expect for Mission Impossible Fallout. This is what, the 6th movie?
I think so.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6th. That's a good franchise.
Yeah. I mean, he's still keeping it going. It looks like they're bringing back some of the old characters. So that's kind of nice to see that. Always like Simon Pegg. He's good to have for comic relief.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like him.
I feel a lot like they can treat it the same way that the James Bond franchise has been going.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise, he did break his leg or bust his ankle on one of the stunts. If you YouTube it, he's on a talk show where they're going over it, and it's pretty interesting to see him run, jump. You see him break his leg, then get up and finish the scene.
Wow.
Because he didn't want to shoot it again, and they had to stop filming for a long time. So he does get hurt. He is doing his own stunts, so it is still fun to watch.
Yeah.
Little classic filmmaking.
He's doing it all for LRH.
Damn right.
I mean,
he is woke.
Yeah.
Getting clear with Mission Impossible Fallout 2018. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. Just read the book.
Read the book. You'll never be the same.
Nope. I'm not.
Nope. Yeah. So other than him jumping from big buildings, we also saw other show about big buildings, Skyscraper, Dwayne Johnson, whose stock could not be any higher right now.
Yeah.
I did not see The Rock growing into being this huge of a celebrity, but he's like a modern day Schwarzenegger almost.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He just still does a lot more of the Disney-esque type flicks. He doesn't do the violent stuff. This has the potential to be a little more violent. The premise really that I got from it is he's like a security guard for skyscrapers, and he's looks like a war hero or something like that. He's got a peg leg or a missing amputee leg.
A peg leg.
Yeah, it was just a Pirates reference, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if people call it anymore.
We're got a whaling ship.
Yeah, so he's an amputee. He's got his you see him strapping it on at one point that kind of establishes a little bit about his character. And somewhere it kind of reminds me of San Andreas, the movie he did with the earthquake and being the helicopter guy.
Kind of reminded me a little of Die Hard too.
Did it?
You know, well, kind of. I mean, it's just like any movie that takes place in a building. You know, I mean,
sure.
Die Hard. Me and Die Hard, like it set the template for like every action movie that came after it.
Yeah.
You know, because there's this Die Hard on a train, Die Hard on a bus. You know.
You Die Hard on a boat.
Yeah, right. So I mean, with this one, it just seems to me like any movie that's taking place in a big building and involves like terrorism or some kind of plot. You know, it just kind of takes me back to that, which is fine. I mean, we'll see how Dwayne can pull it off in this one. He's looking pretty fit to take on the task, so we'll see.
I think it'll do well just because Jumanji was an incredible success. That movie is killing it, and I still need to go see it just to kind of see like how is this movie was the unsuspected hit that came out last year.
Yeah,
things getting close to doing $1 billion.
That's amazing.
Can you believe that?
That's
amazing. I know. And so now we see this movie where he's jumping from one building to the next, and you got some stunts. I'm just curious, where is he taking his career? Is he going to still kind of do those family focused action movies? Or is he going to kind of upgrade to being a little bit more of an action hero?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more violent. Who knows?
Well,
Die Hard is good. That's a good call out.
I don't know if you saw Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg.
I did.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that. He was a kind of a different character in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
that's right. I totally forgot about that.
He was like a coked out like bodybuilder.
Yeah,
he was surprisingly good in that movie.
Nice.
So, you know, maybe we could see more like that, but yeah, I think he's going to stick to the same kind of template he's been using.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
So this next movie, you have to be very quiet.
Don't talk.
Don't talk. We're at a quiet place.
Hope that kid doesn't turn on a radio or something.
That would really suck.
Yeah, the kid blows it for everybody.
Yeah. Damn kid.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have given toys with batteries when there's aliens that don't like sound. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The movie looks interesting.
I like it. I like Jim from The Office, right? He's got a stepping out of that role, and we'll talk about Jack Ryan in a minute. But yeah, this looks pretty good, actually. I like when they don't show a lot. It looks kind of like The Road meets, vampires or, I don't know, aliens, zombies.
Yeah, we don't really know what the whole hook is, but it's a family that's living in an isolated existence in utter silence. So they're playing with felt dice, and they're drinking all quiet. They're tiptoeing around. They're smiling at each other.
I hope the whole movie isn't like that.
I know. I think it's going to be like that for 15, 20 minutes, and then shit's going to hit the fan.
It's on. The kid turns a radio on and.
Yeah, he turns on the spaceship or whatever, and there you go. But I did not know initially that John Krasinski is the director for this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's impressive.
Of course, he has to cast his wife. I don't know. I don't know if they have kids or if those are the kids, but I was looking that up, and I didn't know that heading into it.
Interesting.
He's involved in the screenplay.
Okay.
So I will go see this one. It looks fun to me.
I think I'd like to as well. I need to go see more fun movies, as you say.
Yes, you're very dark, mysterious with the choice of the movies. The tastes of cinema.
I'll go see this.
Are black.
I'll go see this.
So I'm gonna go to the theater and try to be that loud prick in the back row, just like quiet, everybody.
Yeah.
No. We're in a quiet.
Shushing and tutting everybody,
and I think that I love going to the movies, but I also hate it because a lot of people can really annoy me.
Oh yeah,
they just don't have common respect for like sharing a space with the public.
My favorites were the person next to you leans over and goes, "What just happened?" Who's that guy again? What movie was he in?
Who's that guy then?
What? IMDb him and shut up.
People on their cell phones, the piggies behind you munching down on their bonbons. It's just the list goes on. And so I really try to go when the movies are not at their peak because I just don't like being crammed in there anymore.
Yeah.
And I also really only like to go to theaters where I can pick my seat ahead of time.
That's
and
nice
not have to do like the cattle call and like fight for somewhere. The experience has changed a lot. I know a lot of you probably agree.
They have to do that because movies are you can easily watch them at home now, either legally or illegally, and the bathroom's right there, and you don't have to worry about those piggies eating the bonbons.
Yeah,
unless that piggy is you, of course. Then
I might indulge.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is I think that this movie might actually do is quiet the audience, and if people are engaged and it is well executed, I think that it can have a good effect.
Yeah.
So I tend to notice that more with horror suspense films as opposed to something like Avengers, which they also got another teaser on. The loud action-oriented movies tends to get a more careless crowd, and you're not really going for the artistic side of the cinema. You're going to be entertained. Have you been following these Avengers Infinity War? You've been following the Marvel storylines so far?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just kind of not really into a lot of the superhero movies.
Sure.
I mean, certain ones I really dig. Honestly, the ones on Netflix in the last couple of years, like Daredevil, Punisher, those have grabbed me a little bit more than the movies.
There's a lot more character building.
Yeah, and I kind of like that because that's kind of how the comics go. I mean, in the comics, you're going to get the action, of course, but then you're going to get, the character building. You're going to look inside the motivations of a lot of the kind of marginal characters as well. So, so I'm not really in the loop as far as the Avengers go. I really do like the Hulk, but I'm honestly getting tired of a lot of the other characters.
Sure.
I could care less about Thor and his hammer. Doesn't really. I'm good.
Yeah, I think that the thing that's absent for a lot of these is, Disney has done a good job weaving these stories together that kind of have a little bit more of a serial feel to them. But I think that is what also hurts them a little bit.
Yeah.
where I watched the original Iron Man not too long ago. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
The Doctor Strange, I thought was probably one of the best Marvel flicks.
Okay.
So you definitely need to check that one out. Ant-Man is really good. So I really enjoyed the standalones, but the ensemble ones just never really do it for me.
It's just too much going on.
Yeah, exactly. And even the X-Men movies are very similar to where I enjoy some of the Wolverine ones because you get a little bit more into someone's motivations and you get to tell the story of a character a little bit better. I don't know. I definitely am excited for it because I think it's going to be a huge, just from movie making aside and what they're trying to accomplish this one, it's going to be pretty impressive to see how they put all these action heroes on the screen.
It looks like Hellboy's in it too.
Well, it's got the Guardians of the Galaxy in there. Hellboy might be. I don't know.
Well, there's a character that looks like Hellboy. I don't know.
Oh, that's I think Josh Brolin's character. And he kind of comes in. So
okay,
the cast is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So
is this going to be the last one, you think, or they just keep churning these out?
No, it's not. It's nonstop. Like Disney's already released their schedule over the next few years for what you're going to see, but you're going to get a little bit of everybody on there. But yeah, I mean, just if you look at IMDb and you go down the list of everybody that's featured, because it's blending almost all the people in the Marvel universe together so far. I just don't know how they're going to give everybody screen time. So yeah, Thanos, that's who's playing. But I mean, let me just crank this list out really quick. Just listen to the people that are in this movie.
Let's do it.
All right, Karen Gillian, Dave Bautista, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Linda Cardellini, Palm Clemtiv, Zoe Saldana, Vin Diesel, Chris Pratt, Tessa Thompson, Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland, Elizabeth Olsen, Chadwick Boseman, Benedict Cumberbatch, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Paul Bettany, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, Paul Rudd, Colby Smulders, Bradley Cooper, Peter Dinklage, Jeremy Renner, Angela Bassett. Yeah, boom. He's rumored. Angela Bassett, Letitia Wright, Gwyneth Paltrow, John Favreau, Mark Ruffalo, Benedict Wong, Sean Gunn, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle. It keeps going.
Come on.
So I'm not kidding.
I have a problem. That's like, like where the super group gets on stage and there's like 20 people up there.
Yeah, there's like a 20-minute jam.
There's like 5 guys just kind of drunk, like barely hanging on to their guitar.
I know.
I mean, it sounds like a Parliament concert, or
sure.
it's like 20 guys on the stage that don't really need to be up there.
So while I'm excited to see how they pull that off, I'm not expecting significant story. I think a lot of these characters might get minimal screen time, and I think there's going to be excessive CGI depending on how ambitious they are. But
I mean, for me with the Avengers, it just seems like a big, pay on to like property damage. All these. It's just like, let's blow shit up. Let's destroy this city.
Have you seen all the Avengers so far?
I've seen the first 2.
Yeah, and that is a part of the movies where they are destroying and destructive, blah, blah, blah. People are unhappy with them. So it is interesting you mentioned that. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. They do, if they show up, they'll save your town and blow shit up.
Yeah, that's kind of like America.
So you talked about going at home and watching movies. Let's talk a few minutes about the Cloverfield paradox. This is kind of groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it dropped as a surprise. I just went on Netflix after the Super Bowl and I'm like, oh, what's this? It just kind of came right up.
So you didn't know?
I didn't know it was coming. I had no idea. And I did like I'm not like a huge fan of the first one, to be honest with you. I'm not really into those movies with the handheld camera the whole time.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it makes you a little sick. So I did like 10 Cloverfield Lane. I thought John Goodman was great. And the girl, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, was good. And then so I just decided to watch this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I liked it. It was good. I mean, it's very.
I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list.
Okay, I mean, I won't give it all away, but I mean, it's a little derivative. It bites a lot really from like 2 movies. It reminded me a lot of Alien, and it reminded me a lot of Event Horizon.
Okay.
So but I mean, it's like you can't really keep doing that premise this whole time and not expect to kind of start biting off those movies. Just people in space. That's pretty much all I'll say. But
sure,
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's getting kind of slammed in some reviews I was reading online, but It held my attention. I liked it.
So what I've never seen before is a trailer dropping and that movie coming out the same day.
Yeah. That is
why
cool.
do you think they did that?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think it's Netflix flexing their muscles,
Sure.
Just I think they've been more steadily gaining like prominence. They're making, foreign shows now, that are still showing here. And I mean, I think they're just kind of showing that, hey guys, we're in the game too. And, $10 a month, you could pretty much get a lot of content, and that's what they're churning out. And I'm very happy with what they're putting out.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because not only are they flexing a little bit, showing that they're changing the way that we consume movies, but another part of me kind of thinks, I mean, I haven't done too much research, but what I've picked up from listening and reading a few different things is they bought the rights to this one, and I think we're just either using it as a test, throwing it out there, maybe knowing that it wasn't going to be that great. It seems that it probably wasn't quality enough for the theater. Do you feel like this was a movie that should have been in the theater, or does it feel like it belonged on Netflix?
It seemed like it belonged on Netflix. The CGI was good, so it's not like, it doesn't warrant a theater screening, but I mean, you run into a problem where there's just like too much content you're putting out. Like eventually you're going to have to be like, okay, theater versus, I mean, if you have a good sound system and a good screen at home, it doesn't really, I don't think it really makes a difference at times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I need to watch that by this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Okay.
You guys should go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on Netflix now. It's the closing of the Cloverfield trilogy.
Yep.
There's only a few out there. I mean, Westworld had a trailer coming on. I'm lukewarm on it. I enjoyed the first season. Did you watch the first season on HBO?
I did. I love that show. It was so good.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential. I don't quite know where they're taking it. I kind of felt like the latest trailer is just a little bit of lip service, just reminding you that it's still a thing.
Right.
But obviously you don't really know where they're going with it.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Did anything exciting on that, or just a little bit more of the same?
Maybe just a little more of the same, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, they might bring in some new actors and everything, but
sure.
I do like seeing Ed Harris work, and he's great. Anthony Hopkins is great. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those shows that HBO just kind of does for a couple seasons and just decides to wrap it up, kind of like a Leftovers thing.
I think they're waiting to find their next Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Possible. We'll see.
Sure.
You were talking about Jim Halpert earlier. He's also coming back on Amazon Prime's Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
So John Krasinski is not only starring in a big movie, he's going to be in August reliving Jack Ryan, which was a old Harrison Ford character. I think Ben Affleck played him at one point.
Chris Pine did.
Chris Pine played him. So it is another James Bond type character. Most
he's like
of the stuff
James Bond with a family.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a good call out.
Yeah, he's got to be home and tuck the kids in. You can't really be out drinking martinis all night. So
I know, but a little more of a wholesome type.
Yeah,
and most of the things of the Tom Clancy franchise have been pretty solid so far. The quality looks great.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see if Amazon is going to start putting better content out, because I'll be honest, you go to Amazon Prime app, and I'll do it like on the Apple TV, and nothing changes. It's the same stuff all the time.
That's true.
And every once in a while, something else will bleed in there.
Yeah.
And so this is what pisses me off, though, is as early as November, when you'd go, or when they released the Prime app for Apple TV, which was, I would say, sometime in December.
Yes.
It would say coming 2018, and it was up there right at the top the whole time. 2018, and then it's like August. It's like, oh, come on. Yeah. So I feel like they're milking the promo of it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little earlier, but anyways, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Looks promising. I'll wait till I see it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And the last one I have on here is Red Sparrow, Soviet Assassins. You know anything about this one?
I don't know if I saw this one or not. I might have gone to the restroom at this point.
Yeah, well, I know there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean,
so basically, what Red Sparrow is it stars Jennifer Lawrence, who continues to put out pretty solid movies, or at least casting good movies. And Joel
I did see
Edgerton.
this one. Okay.
Yeah, where she's recruited to Sparrow School, which is like a Russian intelligence service, and her body is a weapon.
Oh, no.
So, anyways, that's kind of the premise of the movie.
Sounds like La Femme Nikita or, those kind of movies.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
What's the Point of No Return, I think was the American version.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, good memory.
Yeah,
I mean, these aren't necessarily my type of. I enjoy these kind of movies, but it's not going to get me to go to the movie theater, unless it's something specific that I want to talk about. I haven't quite seen enough to drag me in.
Girl power movies, Sean?
No, I
alienate a lot of our audience.
Strong female. I enjoy a strong female role. This is the first time I've been exposed to it. Don't know it.
Okay,
but anything that she's been in. Anything that she's been in recently, I can't really think of anything bad that she's put out in a while. So her stock has been doing awesome.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, she's pretty
did you
pretty
see
authentic.
Mother?
I haven't seen that one yet, but I know I want to.
Get on it. We'll have to devote an episode to that one.
Yeah, you think it's worth it?
I think it's worth to talk about for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I need to watch Mother.
Interesting movie.
Sure. The last one that I saw her in was the one where she was with she was on the spaceship, just her and passengers, right? That was the last one I saw her in, which was entertaining. A nice premise, I thought was it kept me engaged, but it's a simple movie. You're not going to get a whole lot out of it. You kind of see where it's going. Right. So I saw her in that, and I thought she was pretty good in there. So I'm keeping my eye on this one, seeing how it comes along.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
A lot going on. Curious to see what you guys thought. If you missed some of these trailers and you want to check them all out, head over to our website at theharschreview.com. Put up a post that linked some of our favorite ones on there. This year's looking pretty cool, so there's a lot coming along, and we'll talk about some more of the movies that are starting to come out in the end of February to get us into the summer.
Nice.
For that, we'll wrap up this bonus episode. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Sean.
And I'm Ryan.
Have a good one.
Check you later.